The apartment is located in the heart of the 8th arrondissement in Paris, next to the Pont de l'Alma.
Paris is a very active and loud city, which can feel overwhelming at times. So the main concept was to create a very comfortable space that would blur away all the stress that might come with the high activity and movement around Paris. Everything in this apartment except the couch, the puffer and the dining chair was either refurbished or designed and built by us.
We're 23 years old and have been best friends ever since we were kids.
This apartment belongs to Joshua's family. When we had the opportunity to combine our talents and renovate the apartment, we felt extremely privileged.
I live here on my own, but since I have a big family, I love to have them stay over. Having a West African background, there's a common practice of hoarding and having many objects sitting around the house, which pushed me to the extreme opposite, minimalism and simplicity.
This episode is brought to you by Odoo. We've been using Odoo to create a website about the dogs in our NTS studio. And we thought, why not make some merch while we're at it? Odoo makes it easy to get started with their e-commerce app. In a few clicks, we'll have our very own online store. The first product will be this, an adorable Clary sweater. Using Odoo's built-in ChatGPT, we can get help writing the description. That's perfect! Odoo's built-in tools make it so quick and easy to use, so you can have your store up and running in no time. Terrific! The first app is free forever with unlimited hosting and support. It also includes a free custom domain for the first year. Start now at odoo.com.
The 8th arrondissement has a very rich historical heritage. It's in a popular tourist location with nice Haussmannian buildings and large avenues. The building itself has 6 floors and was built in 1910. There are only a few apartments, so the neighbors all know each other and there's a very good relationship between the residents.
For this project, we had relatively limited resources, so the main focus was to make the most out of what we had. We were looking to create a small space with a grand feeling, something quite minimal but functional at the same time, that maintained its identity and had a calming feeling to it.
Before our renovation, the apartment was left vacant for years and in a very bad condition. There was a lot of mess. It had clothes and bags all around. The apartment had a large living room by the entrance and 2 bedrooms next to it. There was an L-shaped corridor which led to the kitchenette and a bathroom.
We removed every wall except one bedroom wall. This wall was extended across the width of the apartment. A large kitchen, dining and living area was added to the open plan space. The bedroom is accessed through a hidden door from the kitchen. Lastly, a bathroom was added in the corner of the apartment.
At the entrance, we kept a piece of the old existing wall in order to add a feeling of privacy when visitors enter the apartment.
To prevent a direct view into the kitchen, we created a full-height wardrobe that is used to hang jackets and store shoes.
You also find a full body mirror in a round shape that we designed to replicate the shape of the existing windows. For the electrical distribution box, we created a semi-open cabinet with a walnut back wall.
Stepping into the apartment, you find an open plan living, kitchen and dining room.
We opted for a light oak floor throughout the apartment. It is a parquet en point de Hongrie, an emblematic type of flooring in Paris. It was important for us to refurbish the existing fireplace. We took apart the surrounds, gave it a new coat of dark green, then closed the opening.
The custom coffee tables are made out of solid oak in a round shape, which makes it easier to move around. It also takes up less space.
I had found a chair which was in terrible condition in our attic, and I always knew that I wanted to give it a second life.
I took the chair apart entirely and sanded the wooden parts.
We chose a new cloth which looked similar to the cloth of the couch.
To draw the attention away from the asymmetric position of the fireplace, we created a continuous sideboard with 2 shelves. In order to maximize storage, we added walnut veneer doors along the narrow slope under the windows. Having a continuous wood grain was a key component to making the space feel more balanced. We chose to keep the original radiators, so we took them to Germany where I'm based. They were entirely cleaned and colored in the same green as the chimney. The kitchen overall has a very simplistic look with no visible handles. We integrated recessed grip profiles for a sleek look and extended it throughout the unit. What initially draws the eye to the kitchen is the shiny backsplash made from the same walnut veneer as seen in other parts of the apartment. It was coated with several layers of varnish, making it shiny and water resistant.
When designing the kitchen, we chose to prioritize bench space because I often have friends over to cook together.
The dining table came from the same slab of wood as the coffee tables in the living room. The shape of the dining table was created by us in a way that gives easy access to the window and its beautiful view.
We included a sitting bench for up to 3 people. On the right side of the bench, we created a cabinet with integrated sockets to charge phones and laptops. I work more and more from home and I often get on video calls, so we added acoustic panels above the seating bench to help absorb the echo and hide the AC.
We thought that designing the door to make it look like an extension of the kitchen cabinet would not only be a surprising factor, but would also add onto the overall simplistic look we were looking to achieve. The custom walnut queen-size bed frame has additional support which we positioned in the middle to make it look like it's floating. We designed the bedside tables with the same walnut veneers as the panels and the bed frame, which are all custom made as well. We chose classical bedside lamps, which we built into the walnut back wall.
We made the handles of the wardrobe out of walnut and gave them a more grippable shape. The length of the handles adds an aspect of height, which reduces the bulky look a wardrobe might usually have. The integrated TV can be pulled out to access connections and hide devices behind. We decided to experiment in the bathroom and went for a completely different style altogether. The tiles are synthetic marble. Since it has anti-slipping properties, we chose to use them on the floor as well as the walls to have a uniform look. A true highlight in the bathroom is the skylight that directly falls onto the shower.
There was a chimney shaft where the old kitchen was, so we built a cabinet that perfectly covers the shaft and creates additional storage, which also fits a space-saving water heater. The sink we chose is made out of mineral cast. Under it we fitted a vanity that has 2 drawers, which lights up with the open space.
We initially added the lower parts of the rods for stability, but felt that extending them could add a good sense of perspective and vision. We exchanged the old window with a German window, which has the unique characteristic that it can be left half open for ventilation. The film we added on the window gives some privacy to the bathroom. Designing a small space can be challenging because every square meter has to carefully be considered in terms of functionality.
But beautiful because when executed, you can feel how much thought went into every little detail.
Thanks for watching. If you're an architect or designer with a project we could feature, please share it with us at nevertoosmall.com/submissions.